Zimmerman Jr. tweeted about this incident. He said, quote, "We've learned from the GZ case not to jump to conclusions, to wait for facts, and to avoid speculation. News is a business, not your friend." So what about all this? Let's bring in our legal dream team. Tanya Miller, Joey Jackson, both of you join me now to get a little perspective on this. Let's not jump to conclusions, but you get a 911 call, and you're called to George Zimmerman and Shelley Zimmerman's home, and she says that there's some sort of threatening behavior by George Zimmerman. That's going to be investigated very seriously.
Well, let's hope it's going to be investigated very seriously. I mean, I feel like this is deja vu all over again. You got George Zimmerman at this woman's house with a gun. Now, if he was coming over there to get property, he could have came over there to get property. What does he need a gun for? And if he's talking to her father, why is he acting in this threatening manner if what she is saying is true? So let's hope the police actually do an investigation this time.
And Joey, let's talk about the fact this is a contentious divorce. We know this is playing out in the media. Shelley Zimmerman knows it's playing out in the media. So when she calls 911 and says a gun was being used by George Zimmerman in a threatening manner, she knows light bulbs are going off, sirens are roaring, right?
Absolutely, and that's why it may have been to his advantage, George Zimmerman, if you're going to get your belongings. There's a divorce proceeding that is coming up, okay? The parties are not getting along. Domestic violence issues could abound. Accusations could abound. Bring the police. Ask for a police escort or otherwise have someone there to witness what goes on. Of course, the facts are coming in. We don't know everything, right? There's a lot, of course, that we don't know, but it's always better when you're going over to retrieve anything to have perhaps police with you so no accusations could be made, good, bad, or indifferent.
Well, let's talk about this Zimmerman in the headlines. You know, you'd think he'd be laying low after this acquittal. But July, we hear that he helped a family escape the SUV accident. July again, a verbal traffic warning pulled over by police. Then in September, he just got a speeding ticket, a $256 speeding ticket. You know, Tanya, if you were George Zimmerman's lawyer, what would you be telling him right now?
I mean, I would be telling him, would you please move out of Florida, number one. Find somewhere else to live. Two, I get that he feels he needs to carry this gun for protection, but maybe he could use a little bit of discretion with it. If you know you're in the context of a contentious divorce, why would you take a loaded gun to your wife's house? Three, drive the speed limit. You know, you want to obey the laws. Show the public, you're now in the public eye, show the public that you have respect for the laws because people have a very different view of who you are. You need to be driving the speed limit, obeying all laws, taking extra precautions to make sure you don't get yourself in exactly what he seems to have gotten himself into today.
Well, let's
see, Lynn, Tanya gives great legal advice. You see that legal advice she gave? I have simpler advice for George Zimmerman, though, and that is stay in seclusion where you were before. Ease your way back into society. Do what you're supposed to do. You know you're a target. You know that people might be making claims against you. Your wife might be making claims. Anyone may be making claims. And so, therefore, remain low-key and out of the public domain for the time being.
Okay, so guys, let's talk about, though, this divorce proceeding. It's got to go forward. You got to go get your belongings from the house. Tanya, though, makes a great point. Why would you bring a loaded gun to your father-in-law's house? Or we don't know it's loaded. We know that there was a gun present. Police saying there was a gun present. They don't know if it was used in a threatening manner. Joey, what's your take on that?
Well, the problem becomes, Lynn, look, if he's a licensed gun owner, that's fine. But, of course, you know, right, Tanya knows, Lynn, you know, that there could be accusations that would abound if you have the weapon. So why not save yourself the drama, the trouble, the issue, lock the weapon up? It's certainly not going to be necessary for you to have a weapon at your wife's home or soon-to-be former wife's home. And it just makes it so that there's not problems into the future. Apparently, he didn't take that advice or didn't consult with you, Tanya, beforehand. And as a result, we're in this predicament now.
Good point. Legal Dream Team, thanks for being with me. Coming up, Dr. Drew's going to weigh in. What does this all say about George?